Asian qualifier number 3 for GCS Winter 2017. We are in the winner bracket quarterfinal. This is the most anticipated match of them all. WFZ versus Lin to open up our stream here today, our marathon this weekend. And here you have your two players. Lin, of course, current WCA champion, the second best player in the world according to the Back to Warcraft ELO ranking. And look at the percentage of Lin versus WFZ. It's an astonishing 83% for the orc. So, Wu Fa-Zhen, what can you bring to the table? Lin, is he against Undead in the stage, in the league that he was at GCS Winter last year in Shanghai when he was just barely not winning the tournament after being defeated by 1-2-0 in the end? We'll see about that. First match starts on AI.
All right. WFZ has really been impressing lately in the race war. Lin. Little off the radar lately, but all the org brethren around the world always look towards him for guidance and for inspiration. This guy is certainly one of the strongest. Second place at GCS, not the last season, but the one before that. Wow. So, how well has he recovered from his hand injury? As you said, the stats between them are very one-sided. I would not have thought like 83%. That is pretty damn crazy. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, I think
see how this game goes.
Lin is by far the best orc versus undead player. Focus doesn't come close. Fly has, of course, his fly moves where he loses his Blade Master and a few grunts in the early, so he's not that reliant, but Lin is on another level as the other orcs usually. Yesterday, I was quite impressed. Game 2 and 3 against Yumiko went pretty well. On map 1, he was a little too passive for my taste and lost that one on Echo Isles, but I think against Yumiko and against Human in general, there's no shame. Against Sini, it was a very unfair fight. Lin just dominating him. And yeah, he seemed to be in a good mood yesterday when I talked to him on WeChat. So maybe the King of Orcs is back. And WFZ has a few problems here. Creeping this spot. Can't finish the warrior for some reason.
But I got two of the other ones. Interesting creeping by WFZ. Another WFZ special. He pulls one of the ghouls, despite the fact that he's going for the Ted Fiends, meaning 3 ghouls into then Fiends later. And crept up most of the scamp. A little bit, of course, remaining. And the Blade Master was playing this super safe, going for the little tiny green camp next to his base. Acolyte was scouting, was like faking pressure coming the orc's way. This, of course, means that WFZ's tech will be a little later. He was sacrificing some lumber income.
A player's forces are under attack.
Claus didn't quite get it. So both players, it seems to me, are respecting each other here, especially Lin not wanting to take any big risks with big creep camps early on.
Totally agree. And we've seen this from orcs recently quite some time, that they leave this orange spot here for the second hero to get a jump start to level 2, and that's exactly what Lin is doing here as well. Stealing some kobolds and nulls and get his critical strike ability with that as well. WFZ with the nulls too gets his unholy aura. So both players with a non-aggression pact in the early game. You do your creeping, I do my creeping, we both go to tier 2 and then let's see what happens.
And on tier 2, the question is, who's going to be aggressive, or are we just going to see defensive play from both sides? This seems to be more the meta currently. In the past, orcs really like to be aggressive with like 2 borrow tech, then 4, maybe even 5 grunts, the SH coming over, you save the first scroll of speed, and then you have 2 scrolls of speed, plus hex, plus a lot of right-click damage, and then you try to look for inflicting more and more damage on the undead. But as we can see on the Blade Master, no scroll of speed, only 2 grunts so far.
Yeah, tier 2 tech is finished.
3.
Okay. Shadow Hunter is ready, or about to be ready, and the Beastery is coming. No Lodge and no fast tier 3 or anything. So very standard by Lin. WFZ is finishing his tier 2 tech. Of course, the Orc is always a little faster thanks to the 1 burrow tech. And creeping continues with the rat spot. This could be a Book of the Dead, and that's almost GG. Healing wards. Good for creeping. Apart from that, not that great. Well, against Orc, there's not too much range in the army at this stage of the game, so heal wards could be good in the first little
Player's
skirmish.
forces are under attack.
And can also, if you save it for the late game, can be really, really triggering if you place a heal ward and then the orc unit tries to kill it and then you're cursed and you miss the attack. So if you want to go into a bit of mind game, maybe that's something you want to look for. Rush by both. The Undead is now catching up. We have the Lich obviously coming along with the Slaughterhouse, no Spirit Lodge, so we're looking at pretty much the standard build. Of course, Undead early build varies. Late Fiends, early Fiends, depending on the map, depending on the preference. Acolyte now is scouting this red camp, and there's the possibility to be aggressive against this. But with the SH being earlier, with the Lich still lagging behind, WFZ decides not to look to inflict some damage himself, but instead to keep creeping. And that seems to be a good choice because, of course, DK relies on that level 3 heavily. Blade Master, I guess you could say as well. Not so much, though, is my opinion. Oh, and the Mana Stone, that is one of the best items that you can find here on this map.
He uses it now on the Blade Master. He has Windwalk level 2. That's very interesting. I thought he would go for crit, as Ancient Isles is not that big of a map and you don't really need too much Windwalk. But I like that he keeps the Mana Stone on the Blade Master, so a lot of mana regen for now. That means a lot more Windwalk, and that means a lot more damage and a lot more vision. Uses the first backstep now on that Fiend. You want to dash out the damage to a lot of Fiends there, so you can't really coil them all. Or you trigger a lot of coils, so it's always good. And that buys a lot more time for Lyn, who goes for the first Berserker against the Red Drake. Vamp Aura possible, Boots of Kel'Thuzad possible. Harass continues, but nice dust being used by WFZ, so he knows what's up. Red Drake falls in a bit, level 2.5 Shadowhunter afterwards. Tome of Agility, very nice for the Blade Master, indeed, +2 damage. And there we go, it is Boots of Kel'Thuzad. This Blade Master is +8, plus the Tome, it's +10.
Claws next to his main, that spot is still remaining. Ring of Protection for the Lich, not yet level 2. Only 3 Fiends on the battlefield, 1 statue coming from the main though. Oh, and Lyn is going for the next big drop here from the Null. Claws +9 would be a godsend.
And enough energy
also.
Holy
amazing.
Holy shit, especially if you drop the Pendant of Energy, then consume the Mana Stone. That's so much more to your mana pool, so much more spells. We don't see a Boneyard. WFZ sometimes goes for that. Also, no Temple of the Damned yet.
And Dark Ranger, this is not your base, but the Raider as well as the SH are too far away, so she will be getting away with her life. Is WFZ really looking for a fight here without Nova, without Orb?
It's really weird.
That doesn't seem like the best idea.
There's no items on him, like no invul, only a town portal. But same goes for Lyn, who is at tier 3, who's going for the first Kodo, TC 3rd, plus reinforced defenses, so it's not that easy to knock down the burrows and keep him supply stuck. In the Undead base we see the Destroyer form upgrade, plus the Orb of Corruption, that is -5 armor for every Lich shot you get, and finally level 2 for Nova.
Alright, Black Master still keeping track here. Used a lot of his mana early on, or in the mid game rather, to scout. And as I said, the Orcs nowadays really want to play this more passively than before. SH is now level 3 without the first engagement. TC is out. Getting him to level 2 might be a little difficult in the Blade Master. We have the first Kodo Beast. No upgrade yet for the Kodo, but soon to be. And then feel himself inclined to fight.
Yeah, I agree. Second Gloves of Haste for the Blade Master. Plus there's gonna be the Orb of Lightning. I'm a little surprised that the TC didn't bring it to the table here, but so the Blade Master has to go back and get it himself. Kodo Aura is upgraded now. +4 on them. It's the indicator for that. TC still level 1, but the most important levels he has, or actually, I think he still needs some creeping. He needs level 4 on the Blade Master, and he needs level 2 on the TC. So I think he shouldn't feel comfortable to fight before that.
Questionable though if there is enough camps remaining. Oh, and now this is a bad position for the Undead. And Lyn is looking to flank, moving in. Silence needs to come on the TC, but nice Hex prevents the silence. And look at this stomp. Jesus Christ, hitting every Fiend plus the Lich. The Blade Master in trouble, uses the invul though. Here we have the healing ward active, but the last statue is already gone. No more healing from this. Item on the ground with a Pendant of Energy, so much mana now on the S8, and this is looking like a great fight for Lyn. Once again, Hex on the Lich this time, and the Destroyer falls as well. And these
Blade Master down!
The Blade Master dies!
He was silenced, couldn't go into Windwalk. Well done, and now the damage output is gone. How good can he fight against this? There's no coil anymore, but another Nova gets one Raider. Everything is slowed there thanks to the Frost Armor. TC might be in trouble. Nova onto the Grunts. He wants to get rid of the army. Heal Wave rattling through. He has another one, but how good is the damage? Heal Wave is on cooldown. Dark Ranger shoots and kills it. Oh, nice block from the DK. He gets the Kodo as well. Yeah. And he gets the Fiend back.
No way of saving that one.
That's 3 supply that he gets and 4 supply that he kills. So big pickup for WFZ. And what a nice observation by him to see, okay, if I silence the Shadowhunter real quick and then go for the Blade Master, he's right in the middle of everything. The focus damage will be huge, and that's exactly what happened. And boom, down goes the DPS monster for the Orc. And without that, you can't really fight anymore.
That was such a great fight for Lin. He did that so well, looking for his opportunity. He finds the Undead in a bad position, moves in, Hex on the Dark Ranger, doesn't get silenced, boom, Epicenter Stomp. But you always have to look out for the hero nuke. Always, always, always.
Yeah, he used the Invo Potion very early on, so it was the only chance he had, except positioning himself a little more defensively. But of course, he was diving in so deep for the statues. That's exactly what you have to do to get rid of the mana regen and the healing. And that worked all well, as you said, but then WFZ turned this around. Invo Potion on the Dark Ranger now. WFZ is looking for the fight again. He has the supply advantage. Call Nova on the Berserker, lowering the damage more and more and more.
Speed scroll though makes it so that the casualties will be limited. TC level 2 now, that's a big upgrade. Don't underestimate that, guys. Movement speed always valuable, especially for melee units who rely on being able to close the distance.
And he has 2 Gloves of Haste already, plus the attack speed from the Endurance Aura. That is, that's a lot of knife hits we're gonna see in the fight.
The blade, not bad at all. And as you said before, level 4 would be a big upgrade. But we're on AI here. This map isn't too big, and it's mostly crept, and the Dark Ranger is almost level 3.
Yes, it's pretty sick.
That's a really big upgrade. What's he going for?
Silence.
Silence level 2, okay.
For a bigger radius.
Good, but if you get the double silence on TC and SH, that is just a marvelous start to the fight.
Temple of the Damned is coming in the base for the Undead. That means curse, that means damage mitigation with a huge mischance. And is there a reaction? No, there is double Beastery by Lin, a Wyvern transition. We saw Envenomed Spears, and here they come.
Oh, web upgraded already before against the Drake. Our viewers know I really don't like Wyvern, but all the orcs seem to be convinced that they are pretty good units. I guess the good thing about Wyvern is you can't kite them too well, unlike melee units, until of course they get webbed. Wait a minute. We have double bestiary.
Yes, I just said that.
Yeah. Yeah. What? Desperation play, hoping to catch WFZ off guard?
But he has web already, and there's 5 fiends. I really don't know. I mean, I think the idea behind is to stomp the fiends, then go for the obsidian statues and snipe them. I don't know how many wyverns you need for a one-shot kill. That should be a lot. Okay, one-shot kill is too much, but like 2 volleys.
I guess the Wyvern can make sense on paper, because if the Undead commits to focusing the Wyvern, he's gonna be pretty much standing in between all the Orc melee units, taking a lot of damage from them, and as you said, the Stomp can hit really well.
The alternative, of course, would be Headhunters.
But I don't even think the Wyvern is such a priority. It's only 2. When there's like 8 Wyvern with Envenomed Spears, then your Fiends die in like 1 volley plus a Blade Master, but 2? Who cares about 2?
I think Wyvern are just like the better Berserkers. Of course, they are more expensive, but the range of Headhunters is not that great, and if a Lich attacks them, they fall like flies. So, and since they can fly, you can focus a little better.
I'm neither a big fan of Wyvern or Berserkers. Against Destroyers, yes, they're good, but against the rest, meh, not really. What about Torrents, Neo?
Really? Getting the first Back to Warcraft bingo point in the first map already? Come on.
Yeah, I have to do it on the first move of the day, so we get it out of the way, you know.
Okay.
But in all seriousness, this is a big push coming towards the Orc's base, and this is... If he doesn't get rid of the Banshees quickly, I don't know how he's supposed to win this fight, man.
So many fiends. So many fiends. The Blade Master's attack speed is unbelievable, though. How can he disable him? There's even ghouls against the Raiders. He's going for the barracks, but that's quite... That doesn't really matter. Good positioning here for the Banshees. And yeah, the barracks is gone. What's Lin waiting for? For more Wyvern.
And by the way, we have no late game Walker transition, which we usually see.
Yeah.
Lin staying on only bestiary tech.
Double Invo Potion on the Undead Heroes, plus a Mana Potion. Invo Potion on the TC, Blade Master, and SH has nothing. He's exposed. Oh, Lich! Far too far up front. And here comes the Hex. Can he get another coil out? I don't think so. There's Backstab and he kills the Lich immediately. What an opening for Lin! And forces the TP out.
Well done. Finds the weakness and goes for it.
Yeah.
There was a moment when that fight started where WZ was a little too slow. There was the possibility for a double silence on SH and TC, and that's just the best start you can hope for. But he was just a little too slow on the trigger. And then so well done by Lin. Honestly, he had no business winning this fight. But of course, if you kill the Lich, then suddenly you won that fight.
Yep, absolutely. TP is gone. We see the first Abomination as a blocker. The Lich had an Invo Potion, but it was so well executed that he had no chance of using it. Stomp coming in first, then the Hex, and the damage was enough. With 4 Wyvern Man, they're paying off plus 8 damage on each of them, thanks to the Kodo Aura. Fiend is devoured now.
Is sensing his opportunity here, going towards the undead main, however. A lot of these units are cursed.
Blade Master has no Invo.
Master has no Invo, but there's also no Nova to be worrying about. And the A-bomb in the front line taking quite a bit of damage. Oh, DK surrounded. He doesn't have a TP. He has Death Pact though, unless he gets hexed. He gets hexed! Oh my god, Lin with the plays. He gets the next hero kill here. Perhaps no, the Death Pact at the very last moment. But he's still surrounded. Lin executing heroes left and right. He needs to get this Death Knight though, and it should be working. Death Pact is not ready yet, and the DK will finally be falling.
So many crits, but he gets the backstab in the end. Level 3 for the TC. 2 heroes out. Dark Ranger, last girl standing. But the Orc army is in the middle of everything. Usually you say don't fight in an undead base, but if 2 heroes are missing, what can you really do? The Wyvern are executing the Banshees left, right, and center. He even goes for anti-magic shell for whatever reason. But yeah, they're gone. And Lin, man, all of a sudden 23 supply advantage. Now the Lich is back.
So far behind in supply. These Wyvern, they've survived through all this time, and of course, if they keep surviving, they deal a lot of damage. Lich being hexed again, and that's it. Wow. GG. And
Lin.
Victory from the jaws of defeat, man.
That
really,
was
really well played.
Very, very cool to watch. I mean, WFZ had the better mid game, I think, forcing the first fight. He was in the better situation, and then this fight happens where he kills the Lich, like, instantly, and that's it. Like, that was the one moment that Lin needed.
Yeah. The double disable, if chained correctly, is so strong for Orc. Stomp plus Hex. We don't see that so much anymore, because it's really hard to execute. It's not just about stomping and hexing in the right, sequence, but also having units in place to put in the damage, having the Ensnares ready, having the Swallow Speed ready, focusing with the range units, and of course the most important part, the Blade Master needs to be attacking.
That was
deal with that is having one destroyer, just one, only there to dispel the hex, but WFZ didn't go for that, and he had to pay for it. Usually, when we saw that fight happening, if the Lich doesn't die, I would say 80% of the time the undead wins that fight, and
yeah,
then
I totally agree.
The game.
I totally agree.
So well done, man. Sees the weakness and exploits it.
So what do you think about the Wyvern now?
I think they're still shit. In that moment, though, they did add significant damage to the Lich Focus Fire, I will admit.
Good point by Siakara, I don't know. It's a little bit lucky that he didn't purge his hacks. That's true. We haven't seen that.
But I think purge on heroes is only like 15% or something, so it's pretty low.
I'm still not satisfied with the audio quality we have here, Remo. So, what can we do about this? Want to try Groovio again? Because game is not up. Chaco is casting Remind versus Soin, by the way. So the second winner bracket quarterfinal of the northern part of the grid. Apart from that, we don't have any results. I will check my WeChat group once again if there's anything here.
Alright, you know what? Since we have a minute and it only takes me a minute, I'm gonna reboot and then we try Groovio and maybe that helps.
Yep, that sounds good, my friend. See you in a bit. There we go. So, Remo restarting. Groovio is our best tool for audio and video, so hopefully this will be better for the next game. Yeah, it's no biggie, but it still annoys me. I want to come as close to perfection as we can get. So, it's impressive, once again, how Lin comes back after being in the army, being injured, like, having time off, he doesn't care too much about that. That is very, very cool. I mean, he won a Holds Cup right after coming back. He was a little bit disappointing in some pre-qualifiers where he dropped out early for GCS, but seems like he found his mojo again. And we found some new subscribers. Thank you, Rickram. Shout out to Warcraft3.info. Awesome job. Thank you, Fruwald, for 18 months already, man. 1.5 years of awesomeness is real. Less than 3. Less than 3 back, my friend. Spirit Dinosaur for 13 months. And MST3V for the first time sub. Thank you all for the support. We're gonna be here the entire afternoon and evening with GCS qualifiers, the last qualifiers we have, or the final qualifiers we have, until the main event starts in November. I think I can tell that much. So, Ancient Isles, I think, was quite a balanced map. Not the strongest Blade Master map, but he was a bit of lucky. He was a little lucky. I sound like Lothar Matthäus here. He was a little lucky with his items, of course. Mass attack speed is never bad. Especially if you work against slow. So, yeah. I wonder what the next map is. Oh, I can tell you that. Turtle Rock, here we go. Turtle Rock is usually a 50-50 map, but very item dependent, so I'm quite surprised that he takes that. But on the other hand, what are there really good maps for Undead versus Orc? I doubt it. It's not close position, I can tell you that much. And Lin is one step away from the winner bracket semifinal. Once again, the mode here in this qualifier is basically, if you win 2 matches, you're in Shanghai for GCS Winter. If you lose 2 matches, you're out. There we go. Game number 2 starts right here. Turtle Rock, this could be a long game. And I hope Remo will be with us in a second. So, there it is. Game 2! On Turtle Rock. There we have it. Blade Master first, cross position it is, and DK first. With a Fiend build order. I mean, DK first, late Fiend build order. Nerubian Tower very early on as well. I'm a little afraid of the harass. Yesterday against Yumiko, it was the case that whenever Lin was aggressive, he was good. And whenever he played a lot of creeping, or did a lot of creeping, he didn't look that great. But I think both will focus on creeping here. There's no real reason not to, with all the items there is. Both hero parties benefit a lot from that. Stronghold tech, super early, almost as early as it gets. Late shop, 1 burrow, 1 grunt. But the creep spots are just very, very little, so that's okay. Slivers of agility for the Blade Master, and I think Remo's back.
Oh, I am back, yes.
But you're in Discord right now, right?
Yeah.
Okay, let's
I'm also in Groovio, but I think you're no longer there.
No, I think I closed it. But we will do that after the game then. And try to get a better audio for you.
Alright, the creep roulette, or the item roulette, is starting off well for Lin here with the slippers. And of course, TR, one of the maps, item wires that orcs can hope for. Gloves, not bad, not the greatest, but won't complain. DK, once again, by the way, going for the late fiend build, which is especially unusual on TR.
Yep.
Seems like that is just WFZ's preference, wants to get that tech going faster. As you said, the orc tech very fast. Still a little bit ahead of the undead. Acolyte here scouting for the ogre magi. But the grunt saw the DK, so he knows that the blade will be safe to take the big guy. That'll be his level 2. And what's the item, Neo? Quick.
Claws +9. Ah. Worst outcome, Ring of Protection +3. Doesn't really need that. Surprised that the Acolyte didn't go for it and try to steal it, but I think that's more of a 1-2-0 thing. Deathlight
alive for some scouting or something. Maybe even a shade, but that doesn't seem to be WFZ's style. As I said before, he has going into Banshees late, going into a few destroyers earlier. Maybe though he only felt forced into that when he was getting creepjacked on AI. Speaking of getting creepjacked, Blade Master coming in not in time here to get the last hit. Oh, the DK almost getting surrounded against the trees.
Nice.
Oh, he's surrounded. He's stuck.
This grunt block, man, so good. So well executed. And, okay, this skeleton is there for scouting, or maybe waking up the creeps, but early loss of the town portal is something you really don't want. Your DK is low, got a lot of hits on him, down to less than 50%. And now, I think Lin can play this however he wants.
He's not making any more fiends, dude. He's got 2.
Whoa.
Or... I guess that means he just wants to rush Lich in tier 3. Interesting.
Lich is gonna be very good early on. Double mantle, circlet, gloves.
Absolutely.
That is 14 damage immediately.
Oh, the blade bought the boots and found the boots. Whoopsie. Enough to force a healing potion here on the DK? He doesn't think so. Only had 1 more windwalk. So the undead leaving, rather doesn't want to give his positioning away to creep this red camp, but look at this skeleton
Nice.
in place to see this happening. Once again, the top undeads and their skeleton usage.
That's really cool. I haven't seen that before. Or I didn't notice, maybe. Shadowhunter is out. A little power spike for orcs, I think, with Hex combo. Lin always goes for Ensnare first before the first Raider, which I think makes no sense at all. What do you think is the reason for that?
Snare is cheaper in gold, so maybe he does that to get to teching to tier 3 faster.
Ah.
I think that's the only reason. Or maybe he supplies for... No, he's not. So I think just because of faster teching.
Yeah, that makes sense.
As for hoping for a ton of experience over here, that would be his level 3 at the Merchant. He already secured both of the Watch Awards.
Ton of intelligence,
Bonus
though.
for him, though.
Yeah, that's a lot of vision. He doesn't really have to scout the lower and upper part of the map, because whenever something happens there, he's gonna see it. So, scouting is very, very easy for him now. Gargantuan Sea Turtle's still up. Lich is getting the first experience, and tier 3 is rushed as well. Slaughterhouse in the middle, and the main. No problem. But
already plus 12. With the orb, it's going to be plus 17. And he's going to have more Nova to use. The damage from this Lich is going to be significant. And we saw before how quickly the Blade Master can die. Yeah. Skeleton will once again see this red camp happening. But this time it might be a little too late.
Robe of the Magi for the Shadow Hunter, a very nice addition. There is peons moving out, and the first raider to the other starting position there. T3 almost done. This is gonna be a creep jack. He doesn't have a TP. Oh shit, that Shadow Hunter is in deep trouble, going for a block. Well done. There's a call. Boom, executed. Level 2, and there is Nova. How much more can he get? There we go. But the speed scroll.
Oh boy.
Gets 2 more kills.
Oh, this is looking rough. This is looking really rough for Lin. He has another Nova. There we go. He has Frost Armor to protect the Fiend as well, or Burrow. Oh my god.
Nice. What an assassination by WFZ here against it. And another Nova and another call.
Oh my god.
He used so much mana, but he got 3 ghouls plus, 3 grunts plus the Shadow Hunter. 14 supply gone and only lost mana here.
And that all started with a skeleton scouting. And that is how these top undeads make miracles work with
only skeletons. Dodges the end snare. Sweet little moves by WFZ.
Who as well means he's gonna take even longer to come back. And the TC, how late is that guy gonna be?
Waiting for the Shadow Hunter, who got level 2 at the red spot before, so he is delayed and queued for quite a bit. Kodo coming, there is an orb.
Restart and didn't have the chat open because guys were probably going crazy about that creep drag. Jesus Christ, that is one of the most painful creep drag I've seen in a long time.
Yeah. But no orb yet. And Orb of Lightning on the Obsidian statue. That purchase hard.
Again, though.
Yeah, I was about to say, man, he does have mana. Thanks to the Robe of the Magi. So he will leave the scenery unhurt. Oh, actually gets the statue.
Right, finds the damage. If he reveals himself again, though, that's dangerous.
Yeah, that's too dangerous. Second big invul potion. That's so nice. Can't be stomped, can't be hexed then. But of course, if you hex and stomp them before, then the undead has no chance to use them, as we saw on map 1. But it's such a tough road for Lin to come back now.
Doesn't have a third hero yet, doesn't have banshees yet, doesn't have an orb yet. I actually think this is... Oh my god, he dodges it with the destroyer form.
Wow, again. Sorry I didn't catch that, but yeah, dodges the burrow, dodges the end snare with burrow, now dodges it with the destroyer form. Seems to have a good ping! And good timings today.
It's the Dreadlord third!
No way. No way.
Where did the resources go?
What?
What?
Sure, you cut up there. What did he say?
I was wondering where the resources went. Ah. I guess that's where.
So, he uses disable against the disable. But it's just a single target. Like, that's massive style points, of course.
And this is very unusual. Lin has seen it now. He knows how to react against it. Dispel is the quickest way, and of course right click to wake up the Blade Master is the other way. But it's so unusual. Like, how quick is he gonna be with the wake up? That's the question here.
Yeah. Sleep is quite good. But again, can be cancelled. Fluid of Accuracy for Lin can be good if there's Wyvern again, or later Headhunters getting a statue for free. The items, by the way... Oh, here we see the first one. He does have Windwalk, so surround doesn't really do too much. What was I about to say? The items are really good, and then... I forgot. TC is out finally.
And the Shade sees him. You don't want to start this red camp here.
Nope.
Oh, this is such a small army, Neo.
It's a 16 supply advantage. He knows what's going on. He starts this creep. He wants to focus this Ogre to get the item and then evacuate maybe. But here comes double Destroyer and Dreadlord. Where's the silence gonna go? The sleep, of course. Damage seems to be enough to kill the Shadow Hunter. Boom! There he is. No heal wave at the moment. And split second execution. The guillotine snaps for the second time as he kills the TC as well. Double kill, GG. One of the strongest WFZ performances that I have seen this year.
Dreadlord, man. What the hell?
Defeating him with a freaking Dreadlord.
At that creep spot, at that creep break was pretty much game over. You can't lose a level 2.
Still don't hear you, man, in Gruvio.
Hear me?
What?
Don't hear me in Grubio?
No, just in Discord. That's a shame. So you have to do something in your Discord settings for some reason. Something is wrong with your Discord settings. You keep crapping out. Or shall we go for Skype? For audio. And keep Gruvio for video.
Isn't the greatest either, though. Discord should be working fine because...
No, it's
be good,
absolutely not.
Alright, let's go to Skype.
Okie dokie. Hopefully that's better, because I think you can clearly notice that I don't really hear when he starts to speak, so we ramble on top of each other. Which is quite bad. But yeah. Sexy WFZ performance.
Hello.
Hello, Remo.
Man, how is Skype like one of the biggest software programs known to man, and the audio quality is so bad?
The audio quality is really bad. Oh, man. Yeah, I think that's the best thing, since you don't cut out here. It's just the bad quality now.
Yeah. That's really annoying.
I think you're a little loud. I will tune you down a bit.
You sound really bad to me. Like, really bad.
Okay. I think something is wrong with your voice activation in Discord.
I turned it way down, though, so it should be activating at the right time.
I only hear, like, the second sentence you speak.
Yeah, that's not good.
Yeah, like, the first sentence completely gets swallowed by Discord.
Alright, wait a minute.
I'm looking for more results of this GCS qualifier. Remind took the lead 1-0 against So-In, so he's close to the winner bracket semifinal as well. And I will ask for Lowlight and Sock results. I'm really surprised by WFZ's performance here on TR, and I'm super excited for Game 3 now. If both players play like on the maps they've won, then we're in for a treat.
Yeah, I hope we're not going to see... I think actually both played really well, but it came down to just one mistake. Lin being too greedy, yeah, WFZ being too careless with the lich, and then it was just over. But it also shows you the level of play. Like, you make a mistake and you get punished and it's over.
Yeah, but you got punished hardcore for that. I've rarely seen that. Like, one mistake and it was over. It's so hard. I mean, if you lose 14 supply there, what can you do? It was ridiculous. Oh, I can't get your video to work now. What the hell? Ah, there you go. So we got that working. The keyboard is really loud now for some reason.
Why is Gruvio not working? Why is Gruvio trying to ruin our day, Neo?
I don't know, man. I don't know. Maybe we can fix it after the best of 3. Then we should have a little break. Is the third game up? Yes, it is. Amazonia is the third map between the two. between these two. As we're loading up.
Well, will they be facing, by the way, in the next round? Most likely Remind or Soin.
Remind leads 1-0, so it's very likely we're gonna see the winner of this match versus Remind for a slot to GCS. But first, we're gonna conclude this series.
Alrighty then. We go from TR, a very big map, to AZ, our smallest map. And Lin is going for a super quick tier 2 rush. We already saw that on TR, but this time he skips the shop entirely.
Yeah.
Taking at 2 minutes already. It's gonna be super, super fast.
Audio's good now, by the way. It's cool. We have the
Oh, really?
DK.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's good. You still sound like crap, but that's okay.
Just hear the clicking of your mouse, but I think you can move it a little further away, then that should be super fine. Yep, nice, nice, nice. DK out. How fast are the Fiends this time? Once again, fast DK. And again, the Orcs are leaving the laboratory, the usual level 2 creep, for their second hero.
Yep, and of course that also has to do with the shop. If you go for that early, you take too much damage. You really need the heal salves with this. You may not necessarily need the heal salves too much. The Blade Master's only taken like 250 damage. What is he looking to do next? Creeping up himself doesn't seem to be the best idea because, again, healing is going to be so difficult with the shop being so far away. So maybe stealing some creeps is what he wants to do. And boom! May only be a little wizard, but... What's that saying? And the skeleton, yeah.
Rather in the hand than the pigeon on the roof.
Yeah, that's not the one I was thinking about, though. God damn it. What was it? Müßig ernährt sich das Murmeltier or something? You know what I mean?
Yes, I know. I don't know how to translate it in English. He gets a lot of skeleton kills here, and that's almost level 2 for him. DK is stalling for this coil on the rogue, but he feeds the Blade Master to level 2. Okay, now Frostborn denies something.
Yeah, and he denied one before with a Fiend as well. And that means, unless the Blade Master gets this rogue last hit, which he really doesn't have any business getting. Oh, a little too slow there with the Windwalk. DK gets it. Gets the item though. The mantle certainly nice for his other heroes to be coming later. Tech comparison, by the way. The Orc is a decent bit ahead here, so we can see maybe like 30%.
Ooh. Yeah, that's the influence of the shop. Really pays off here. Only one Fiend. WFZ is under a lot of pressure. And from the early game, level 2 is way delayed for him.
Are under attack.
So
yep,
good start for Lin, I think.
And the SH is going to bring some heal salves here once he pops out. He is coming now. We have the Bestiary coming as well. We expect the tier 3 to be coming in as well. And I wonder if Lin adapted here, if he has realized for how few Fiends WFZ went for on TR, saying, alright, I'm going to be very aggressive against the only 1 or 2 Fiends you're going to have for a long time. Don't even need heal salves for this.
He sends 4 skeletons to creep the northern spot. I like that, getting closer to level 2.
Oh, that's
he is level 2, actually. But so... Oh, did he deny it again?
Skeleton will be level 2 for the Blade Master. He wants it. He wants it bad. Gimme, 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 gimme. He needs a big damage roll. He doesn't get it. But he still finds the last.
Little mistake by WFZ to not deny himself into the creeps. But yeah, critical strike and Unholy Aura online, but still only 2 Fiends. They're poisoned now from the Murlocs. I really like Lin's aggression here. Picture perfect reaction to this early decay little Fiend play that he does. But again, big creep goes towards the undead. But
again, okay, big creep. I thought you were talking about the Merc camp here, because that big creep is being scouted by the Acolyte, and Lin, you've been punished before by playing pretty greedy, but he knows that the Lich can't be out yet, so he should be safe, certainly, to take out the Renegade. And once again, Boots of Quel'Thalas, thank you very much, says the Blade Master, because this is the hardest map to stack up your Blade Master on, and this is going to be very helpful with this.
Yeah, the Blade Master of Lin today is one of these sneaker addicts and collector guys. Got 2 Boots of Quel'Thalas and 2 Boots of Speed in this series already. So We'll see. He got Boots of Kel'Thalas on the northern side as well. Of course, for the undead, not nearly as good. You're, like, saying, give it to the Lich, attack speed is good, yada yada, but it's really not that much.
Now for the Dark Ranger, it's nice though. Of course, for the Blade Master, it's a lot better, since he's more of a natural right-clicker. But for the Dark Ranger, it's 6 more damage, a little more attack speed. Not bad.
I mean, attack speed items scale good with units that have a high attack speed already, so Dark Ranger has one of the slowest attack speeds. That's not that great, but if he can steal the Taskmaster here, it would be huge. But Windwalk runs out, and he's stunned, so that should be an easy kill for WFZ again.
Yeah. Sentry wards, oh, that can be very nice, especially on a small map like AZ. He's gonna have so much intel. Oh, he's going far out to place that ward, risking getting ensnares around it, but doesn't happen.
But Lund saw it, right?
Yeah, that should have been very obvious.
Yeah.
A player's forces are under
Is he
attack.
going for a reveal? No, he's not going for his level 2 as well. Completely abandons this laboratory. Wants to be aggressive again. There's a coil. There's no Nova yet. Oh, reveal. Nicely done by WFZ. Right in the perfect timing. And that's a replenishment potion for him. Always good for a DK. Tier 3 is finished. Again, Lin with a faster tier 3. TC is coming. No double beastery. No Lodge yet.
And WFZ didn't want to let this camp at the Merc camp happen. This creep at the Merc camp. And Lin is feeling, or is looking, like he's a little anxious here.
A player's forces
Doesn't want to
are under
creep
attack.
the gold mine, doesn't even want to creep his merchant. Maybe he wants to save that for the TC. Only going for the little tiny green camp here. Salute, Neo. What is that, Nescafe?
No, it's energy already.
So
just-
early in the morning. Neo,
Yeah,
that's,
but
not
just
good.
a few
That's not good for your heart, my friend.
I know.
You already, your lungs already have a tough job. Now it's gonna be your heart as well. I'm getting worried.
Leave me alone. Dark Ranger 3rd.
No Dreadlord. That's a bit of a disappointment, I guess. Blade Master coming in, but there's a Sentry Ward here to see him. There's also Nova online and Coil. Level 2. So this Blade Master is only level 2 himself. Might take quite a bit of damage here.
And again, no invul. Like in general, he's going for it with the SH and TC now. Wind of Illusion can be really nice on Kodo Beasts or whatever, Berserkers.
Oh, and Scroll of the Beast for the Undead. There's no Dispel for Lin. Lin just doesn't seem to like walkers at all, regardless of the stage of the game. At least from the games we've seen so far.
Yeah, the meta game seemed to shift towards walkers again.
Yeah.
Focus
in the
plays
late
it,
stages.
Fly plays it. Lin was out, maybe he missed that. Or it's just him knowing it better. I don't know. That is most of the time the case. He's going for the second consumable, and with the Orb of Corruption, of course, this creeping goes on so fast. The TC scouts it though, and then comes over right away.
Yeah, doesn't want to give this up. The Rock Golem walked away too quickly for WFZ's taste anyways. This will be a big grab, and this is a bad position for the Undead. Can easily get flanked here, and here we go. TC again not getting silenced thanks to the Hex on the Dark Ranger, but the Fiend will still be saved here in time. Blade Master has to run away from this. Scroll of Speed used. The Kodo didn't get to eat though. No Munchie for her. Lots of Wands of Illusion here, distracting the Undead as well, confusing him. Another Stomp coming in. Blade Master needs to be careful again. You don't want to lose him. You can't lose him. But he's only level 2 anyways. Should he be focused so much? I'm not sure. Ensnare after Ensnare. Quite a few Fiends here are falling in the front line. For the Orc is still looking pretty damn sturdy. The TC level 2.5 doesn't have mana anymore, though Blade Master feeling confident enough perhaps to move in again. Double silence on Blade Master and the SH. And again, he's getting focused. He has an invul, but doesn't use it. Lin, what is going on? TP out will have to come here though from the DK. He doesn't use it either. What is going on? Are you kidding me?
He was so greedy, he wanted to swap the invul potion from the Lich to the DK, but that didn't work out. Oh boy, both players lose their first hero. I saw Lin in the lower bracket already after the Blade Master fell, but he found a reaction, and WFZ, man, that was your big shot!
A player's forces are under
And he threw it away for now. Gets the big invul for it though, as a reward. Blade Master is back. And WFZ is only on 33 supply. That is absolutely ridiculous. DK coming back only now. Oh my, I was just about to say, is he supply stuck mode, but it's just that slow. And now, he's trapped at the chop. There's a clarity running on the Shadow Hunter. TC is about to have a stomp as well. This time it's a TP out, but it costs so much. So buyback at the tavern against the TP. Who wins this?
A player's
I don't
forces
know.
are under attack.
Yeah, with Lin getting the red camp here is definitely gonna be favoring him.
It's true.
And this was just like, who gets to the tavern first? If the Undead was the one, he would have been able to get the DK, run back to his army. He had a replenishment as well that he could have used. But now suddenly, as you said, after that Blade Master loss, that looked like GG, but again, he turns it around. Like on AI, where it seemed like he should have lost the game.
Crystal Ball, for him though, level 3 on the TC, the way more important thing, or the way bigger thing for him. TC is scouting, DK is back, and a little bit of experience goes towards the Undead. That will be level 3 for the Lich. Nova level 2. First Abomination is out, but Lin is getting ready for a bigger fight here. He's banking quite a bit, 1,000 gold. Could it be an expansion? It is! Tiny Great Hall!
Yeah, once the Orcs feel that they have an advantage, this will often be the play.
But we saw it so often that Lin went for this a little bit too early. And he was a little too confident. And now the Blade Master is not with the army. Can he get a Nova out? Lich is far in the back though. Call Nova gets one Raider. That was quite lucky for Lin. Could have been way worse.
Yeah.
And now he
Could have
knows
also
the
been
position.
saved with the SH in position, but he was too far away. Maybe if he was in range, he would have been silenced. Oh, but again, this could be a nasty creep jack. The Orc coming from the north. The big creep isn't gone yet. The flank is set up again.
And Snares getting the position ready. Blade Master is in with plus 23 damage thanks to the Kodo aura, of course. Granite Golem has not fallen. Stun comes in on the Dark Ranger. What a gamble this is for WFZ. He has to take risks, but this is a bit too much.
Alright, here we go. Fight breaks out. The first Fiend will be getting saved. The TC walking in gets silenced. No Hex this time, so he can't stomp. Uses the invul actually to secure the stomp, and there was a big one. It's a level 2 stomp as well from the level 3 TC. Blade Master in the front lines in trouble. Invul on him used as well, but that means both invuls are gone already for the Orc. But he used it well. 2 Fiends have been killed in the meantime, and the statue seems to be the next prize as the Kodo gets to eat as well. Oh, the Blade Master needs to survive, and then this should be Lin's game for the taking here, it seems. SH doesn't have an invul himself, but Speed Scroll gets him out of trouble. Well done by Lin.
The end snare as well. Very, very good to stop the DK from moving. To stop providing the Unholy Aura for a chase. And again, WFZ is crippled. Lin going into upkeep now. Expo is running. But the Undead can finish the Granite Golem. Gets rewarded with Katga's Pipe of Insight. The single best item for him. TP out. He knows that Lin is bouncing back and wants to be aggressive again. Speaking of again, there's a Wyvern.
And the Temple, but once more, so damn late. And this is gonna give the Expo so much time to run. Lin is already at 59 supply, 10 ahead. This, I don't know. I don't know how WFZ is supposed to win this, honestly.
It's gonna be hard, but we have seen crazy hero kills in this series. This can happen again. Invu Potion and Heal Potion on the TC. Heal Potion and Scroll of Healing on the Blade. Nothing on the Shadow Hunter again. Of course it's an instant heal. Or Slippers of Agility for him too. Gets rid of the gauntlets and takes them plus 25. This is an instant heal on the Shadow Hunter. The heal wave doesn't have to travel. And he should be fast enough.
And it's probably going to keep the Scroll of Speed. This is usually what we do on the SH. You don't use it to engage. You use it if you get focused. You pop the scroll and then you should usually be fast enough to escape the damage to survive.
Dude, it's double Temple of the Damned.
Has he scouted the Expo? Because if he has, that makes a lot of sense. He doesn't really have the time to wait for like 4 Banshees from one temple.
But
is he going for he's going for upgrades. Oh.
We saw anti-magic shell before.
But why?
I don't know, he used it a lot against
It saves you from like the 50 damage of Stomp.
Could be a preparation for possession.
Yeah,
but that
I guess
takes
so.
a lot of time and a lot of lumber, and he doesn't have that lumber. He has 1,000 gold.
Yeah.
And heavily lacking lumber. I don't know, man. But he can go for Banshees and upgrade at the same time now. How much
Possession
lumber
can be
is it?
really, really, really good against orcs who aren't that good themselves. But I think Lin's pretty damn good. So I believe Stomp and Hex is going to get rid of a lot of possession. Is he going for late game Spirit Walkers? No. Once again satisfied with only Bestiary.
The mobility of the Wyvern is of course a nice thing against Banshees, as they can fly over the army as if there's no web. And okay, there is web, but it's still possible. And we have 2 Berserkers dealing that damage as well with 500 range. And the Blade Master who can go in Windwalk. So in theory, Lin should be able to defend this, but Banshee Master training is coming. It's gonna be an all-in fight, and WFZ is heavily reliant on Orc units.
Huh. That's a weird Hail Mary. Master Banshees against Orc. Haven't seen that in a long time.
It's obviously a desperation move.
Yeah. True.
Shadowhunter gets the next invul. The heroes, I think if he saw the inventory of the heroes, this move makes a lot of sense, since every hero has like 1 or 2 solutions to heal himself. Invo potion, heal scroll, heal potion on the TC, double healing on the Blade Master, heal wave and invo potion, and heal scroll on the Shadowhunter. So he has to go for the army. And just try his best.
Alright, Lin is thinking about looking for the engagement before the undead has the time to get up to 70-80 supply. But with that, he's gonna have to fight into an undead base. I imagine he's gonna buy a TP here to get out of trouble should that become necessary. Oh, he doesn't even. Very gutsy play by him. TC has a mana potion as well. Lots of stomps possibly to be used. But with the undead forces being tucked away behind buildings, the stomps probably won't be too effective. And he decides to go back.
Do you think that possession could also be used as a little stun? As a little disable? It's like
so.
super expensive.
It's 250 mana.
Yeah, but if you apply it on a unit, I mean, it's just against units, so he can't disable heroes with it. Maybe dodging Ants Nest, but that doesn't really make sense, right? I'm grasping for an explanation here to go for it, but
I think the game plan here for WFZ is, alright, I'm gonna silence the TC, I'm gonna run in, I'm gonna possess everything. But there's a counterplay, and that counterplay is TC pops the invul, uses Stomp, and boom, all the possessing is stopped.
so, yeah. It's gonna be interesting. A little reminiscent of TBCBM. It's 80 food versus 75. Inventory, as we said, a lot better for Lin. And in a normal scenario, Orc wins.
And again, he's using anti-magic shell. Why? Like, why, dude? You're not stopping any damage.
Is there
aside
some
from the
knowledge
Stomp.
we don't have? Like, crit gets reduced by anti-magic shell or something?
I would be amazed, right? Alright, if you guys are super next level in chat and we're missing something with this anti-magic shell. But anyways, here goes the fight.
Okay, big stomp. The Dark Ranger executed in seconds. There is no silence anymore. Where are the possessions? We don't see them here. Yet, at least. He needs a Kodo. Kodo would be awesome, but he's just steamrolling him. DK dead. Dark Ranger dead. Lich to follow. Misses a crit, so that's okay. But, I mean, you see it yourself, right?
Yeah, it's 2 heroes down. Lich to follow. Damn, Lin! He wins that. GG.
That was one-sided in the end. A little anticlimactic.
Yeah, too bad. You really can't give Lin that one opening. If you give him that one opening, he's gonna tear you a new one, dude. Give him an inch, he takes a mile. And seriously, what is up with the anti-magic shell? Is this maybe something psychological? Oh my god, look at the green bubbles I have. Oh,
Yeah,
scary.
Chat was saying that as well. Maybe it's harder to focus or something because everything is green.
In the undead mirror, that's true. You get really confused when everything's green, but really fun is when one of the undeads is green, the other is dark green, and everything is anti-magic. That's a lot of fun. Yeah. Too bad, man. WFZ made like 2 mistakes, losing DK on the 3rd map, Lich on the 1st map, and that's all Lin needs, man.
It's so crazy. He had this game in his hand, and then the DK died. I mean, the Blade Master was dead. He had a TP, and he didn't want to use that town portal because he wanted to stay aggressive and stay in that position and push further. So he said, okay, if I get my Invo Potion from the Lich to the DK, that should be fine, right? But no, it wasn't fine at all. And Lin is one series away from Shanghai WFZ, the last remaining undead that could join 1-0 for the Undead Scourge, is facing elimination here.
And in the lower bracket, he's gonna face... Is it like Crisscross or...
Should be Crisscross. I'm not sure, to be honest.
According to Wikipedia so far, it is not, but that might not be 100% accurate. Soen was actually able to draw it to an even series with 1-1, which honestly surprises me a little.
Yeah, me too.
So perhaps it is actually going to be Remind dropping down. That would be a sick game.
Remind versus WFZ would be really interesting. We have seen that Remind stepped up his game against Undead, and one of them, yeah, looks like it, man. Let me check how it was handled at GCS Qualifier 2.
By the way, thank you very much to Keys with a €5 donation saying, alright, I have to translate this. Greetings from Keys and Max Fisher, 2 of the best AT players in the arena.
Thanks, guys, and shout out to you! Enjoy the stream. And according to the last grid, it's not crisscross, so either WFZ or the loser of Soen versus Remind will drop out. And now I'm really interested in the 3rd game, but I think Chaco is casting it, right?
I think so, yeah.
Ah, damn. We don't want to steal his matches, of course.
So check that out, guys. Twitch.tv/hi2chaco. You ought to have 2 streams open anyways, in case you don't have already.
Whew. But what a cool series! So much going